for a feature presentation. Orange Piccolo, big profile.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Strider Chip here to start a new year with Dragon Ball Super card game with a new updated deck profile for a Orange Piccolo. I'm just gonna dive right into it, guys. I'm not gonna waste any time. Let's go ahead and just look right into it. All right, so guys, we have our leader side here. We have the leader front side and the leader back side. If I haven't already talked about it, I'll briefly talk about this one. Pretty much with the front side of the leader, you're going to be, the auto skill, when it attacks, you're going to draw a card. Also has an active main. You're searching for a yellow pan superhero card with an energy cost of 2 less for your deck. You can place it under there. You're going to shuffle your deck. You're going to take the skill. And then you can awaken it for less. Or if you have a Sinron superhero Z battle card in play, you draw one, untap one of your energies, and then you can take up to 2 cards here from your life. 2 cards here from your life. If you have 8 until you have like 6 left, and boom, that is it. And when you flip over, it's a blocker. When it attacks, it draws, and when this card activates blocker, it gets a 10k here to it, so it's at 25. And at the end of your turn, you switch it to active mode. So it's actually pretty cool. That's some pretty cool stuff. Now, he also is a Z leader as well. It's a Z leader card here for it, which does way more damage. It's actually pretty cool. So with Piccolo Power Unyielding, this card is a pretty much your Z leader. You can play this card actually for free as well. We'll talk about it in a minute. But it takes 2 energy to do it, and if you have 3 or less life, if you have 3 or less life, you can play this on top of your Piccolo. It has 2 auto skills. When this card attacks, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, and you get to KO it. So that's actually pretty cool. And then it says auto once per turn. When you use a card in a combo, you draw one, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and you switch it to rest mode. That is also pretty cool. So you may take advantage of the second auto skill effect, because then that way the first auto skill effect, whenever you do attack, you're choosing you're choosing to KO that card. So that's actually pretty cool. So or maybe just go off the this is not like Digimon per se, where you can kind of choose the order of things here. Not necessarily. I don't think that's something you can really do in Dragon Ball Super card game. But it is whenever you use a card in a combo, you draw one and choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So typically, you're choosing things that are on the field that's inactive into doing it. And if there's something that's already in rest mode, then the first skill will pop off first. And then you have the active battle skill. It sends 2 master teaching cards from your drop area to the warp. And then one of your Piccolos gains double strike for the battle. So that's actually pretty cool. For the battle, not the duration for the turn, but for the battle. So giving this card a double strike here to it, I think it'd be pretty cool. But any of your orange Piccolo cards or Piccolo cards you may have, you can take advantage of that. All right. So let's talk about the pretty much the Piccolo engine here to this deck. We have a Simulate, and then we have Piccolo Ready to Fuse. You guys already know what Simulate is. It's basically you searching for Namekian 2 or less. But this Piccolo Ready to Fuse is a must card. It's a staple here for this deck if you're going to be playing Orange Piccolo, because it allows you to search for a Namekian here, a yellow Namekian, so you can search for Namekian cards. And also, you can play, you can Union Resort with this one. So you can choose a Namekian card that's either from your hand or battle area. You place it under this card. And then you looking through your deck or hand, you're gonna place a Piccolo that's a 3 or less. We'll go for energy cost of 3 on top of it, and that's actually pretty good. That's very useful. We have our Lord Slug engine, same thing. Simulate, looking for the Lord Slug, the evil invader. You guys already know what it is. When you're playing it, it draws 1. And then it has the active main effect with it. Then you have Lord Slug, the Super Namekian. You guys already should know what it is. This is going to take advantage of slowing down your opponent from being able to draw cards. A really, really good engine. Then we're going to look at our Z battle cards here that we have. We have Krillin, the trusty assistant. which is a blocker, and also we have the auto limited one copy per card per turn. Is saying that you can reduce pretty much the energy cost of your Z Awakened Piccolo superhero card by 2. So that's actually making it free to awaken, which is pretty cool. This is a really, really cool card. It's a mandatory. It's definitely a staple for the deck. Then we have Shenron, the Granter of Wishes. It's deflect on it, so it's coming out in the field no matter what. And it's unique. Only one of those can be on the field. It cannot attack. And if your leader is a yellow Piccolo superhero card, you switch the card to rest mode. When you add one of your cards to your Z energy, you draw 1. So it's actually pretty cool. And it has an active main once per turn. If you have 7 or more Z energies, pretty much you get to boost something that is a Piccolo superhero card by 5k boost here to it. So that's actually pretty cool as well. And then we have some additional Z battle cards that could be played in this deck. Oolong, Greedy is good. It has unique here to it. This is a pretty cool card. It has an active main skill. Once per turn, you're choosing one battle card in play, Enduring Barrier. And this card power becomes the chosen card's power at the time you choose it with its skills. And then at the start of your opponent's turn, this card becomes at the start of your opponent's turn, it becomes 4,000 power. Then we have Son Gohan facing new foes. This has deflect and dual attack on it. It says permanent. We can reduce the EX evolve skill of your yellow Son Gohan cards in your hand or drop area by 2. So that's actually pretty cool. If your leader is a Piccolo superhero card, when you play this card, you're going to choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode. So that's actually pretty good as well. It goes very, very good with Piccolo. And then we have Super Saiyan Blue Goku Evolved Defender is another cool card. When you play this card, you choose up to one of your leaders in unisons. Choose up to one of your leaders in unisons in rest mode, and it can't attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. Okay. Yeah. So excuse me, not one of you're choosing your leader, your opponent's leader, I'm sorry. So your opponent's leader, you're choosing his unison in battle card, and pretty much it can't switch to active mode until the end of his next turn. And then when this card is in rest mode, when your opponent plays a card, you may place one of your Z energies in the owner drop area. If you do, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards or unisons and switch it to rest mode, negated skills for the turn. So it's actually pretty cool. That's a really cool card. And it's really helpful here with this deck. Very, very helpful. So let's go over our unisons. So these are also pretty much you don't have to play unisons with this deck. It's not a mandatory thing. I just put some unisons that could be pretty helpful here with this deck. Pan facing new foes is definitely go hand in hand with this deck. In my opinion, it really helps out a lot. Has the permanent skill on it. If you have a Son Gohan superhero card in play in rest mode, your opponent can't attack this card. Auto, if your leader is a Piccolo superhero, when you play this card, when this card is discarded from your hand, you can play it from your drop area in rest mode with a marker on it. Then it has the active main 2 markers. Draw 1, discard 1 card from your hand. Choose one of your Gohans, Son Gohans, in the battle area in rest mode. It gets a 10k power until the start of your next phase, which is actually not too bad. So it gains multiple markers. It doesn't really lose anything. It stays here in the field pretty much quite often. Then we have Guru for all the Namekians, pretty much the godfather of the Namekians here. You could play this. It's entirely up to you guys. It has the active main 2 yellow. If your leader is a Namekian card and you have a yellow Namekian in your battle area, you're gonna play this card from your hand with from your hand with 7 markers on it. Then it has the auto skill on it where you're removing a marker for it. When your opponent attacks, you choose one of your Namekians. And it gets a 5k power for the battle. So it defends your Namekians, and then there's a -2. Look at the top 3 cards. Play one yellow Namekian card with an energy cost of 1 among them. Place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order. Then we have Super Saiyan 2 Gohan Z Fighters, another cool one. Empower yellow 3. It's a blocker, so it really helps out. If this card has 4 more markers, when this card is played, choose up to X of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, where X is equal to the number of your unison cards in your drop area, and you get the KO it. So this card is a board wipe. I think it's pretty cool. Playing this maybe at 2 or maybe 1 would be pretty ideal. So it is a board wipe, and then it has the active main. You draw 1 here for it as well. The second active main on it, -3 markers. You're choosing your leader. You're choosing your leader in this card. The chosen card gets a 5 big power until the end of your opponent's next turn, and this card also gets triple attack here for the turn as well. So it's swinging multiple times. So we have some additional, suggestive unisons here with it. Purunga, I think, is another good one. I think that's a really, really good one. You already know what it is. You're drawing cards and increasing the draw power here for this deck. And also, you can also choose, battle cards in rest mode, and they can't switch to active mode, and it really gives you a lot of board control. Then the third effect, you already know what it is. You're choosing one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and negate the skills. Pretty much that dynamic unison Gogeta. You guys already know what it is. It's entirely up to you to play some of these cards. I don't want to go over too much of this stuff here, but it could be useful. It's up to you guys if you think this is pretty useful for you. Alright, so let's go over the super combos here with this deck. So the super combos I chose that you could play, you have Krillin the moment before calling back. I think this is a pretty cool card. You're drawing 2, discard 1 card from your hand, placing the bottom of your deck, kind of recycling things, really helpful. Then we have Piccolo and Son Gohan, the newfound might, which is pretty cool as well. This could be a really, really good card here for you. You can only include one of these cards here in the deck, but hey, since your leader is yellow and in a Son Gohan card or a Piccolo card, at the end of battle, when this card is using a combo from your hand, you play it from your drop area. When this card is played or attacks, you draw 1. Then you're going to choose up to one of your opponent's unisons or battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So that's actually pretty cool. Just switching something to rest mode no matter what. I think that card is really cool. Ancient Wisdom Guru, which is I decided to kind of you could use that if you want to use it as a searcher since it may be a Namekian. But yeah, I think Krillin would probably be just as suffice for the deck. I think it really helps out. I think it really does. So the extra cards we have here with this deck here, we have Flying Nimbus, Vegeta, Final Flash, Power of the Super Saiyans. You guys know those cards. A lot of these cards you pretty typically know. These are cards you could play and include inside of your deck. It's up to you to decide which one is best for you. For the sake of the family, I think this is another cool card because it allows you to search for a Saiyan and or a Namekian as well, I believe. So this could be another cool card. So you guys should already know it. It's up to you. Tweak it as fit. These are some cards that I chose that you could use to play it. Then we have our battle cards. These are some battle cards here for it. Again, you can tweak these as fit. This is our suggestive. This is how I'm kind of playing it as fit. Excuse me. I'll go over some of them. So this Piccolo, Heart of a Teacher. This card is a searcher here for an Earthling, or in a Namekian as well. And then it has an active battle here on it. So if you switch this card to rest mode, you draw on 1 and you discard 1 card from your hand, which could be pretty useful. And you can EX evolve that card on top of it with this Piccolo's new evolution. You can EX evolve it, which is pretty cool. You can just anything that is a yellow Piccolo, you can EX evolve it on top of it just to keep swinging. So that's actually pretty cool. So this Piccolo new evolution, you may be able to do that for uh, this Son Gohan and Piccolo heroic team. You may be able to do that. These are some really, really good cards for the deck. These are pretty much staples, in my opinion. There's pretty much staples here for the deck that you probably would most likely use in order to play the deck, but it's up to you. Again, I'm not going to go over everything here with it, but it's entirely up to you. And here's some more suggestive cards I thought that could be put to this deck. So we have Goku, Steady Fast Assistance. Pretty cool card, counterplay. Something's going in rest mode, you're drawing one off of it. Real good stuff. And you can potentially play that card for free. Zorbon, the Emperor Attended. This is a really cool card. Most people do not play with this card. So basically, when you have blockers on the field that you have used, you're comboing with this card. You're choosing one of your battle cards and switching it back to active mode, giving you some additional turns to strike. And then we have Mecha Frieza, Robotic Riposte, which is a pretty cool card. You guys already know what it is. Maybe including maybe 2 of these cards here to your deck, what could be pretty cool. But these are some just suggestions that you may want to put on your deck. And let's talk about the pros. So the pros with the deck is it has a lot of board control options. You can awaken by turn 2. You can slow down your opponent with drawing options. You can set up pretty aggressive plays. And then you have a ton of defensive options as well. Those are some of the pros. Now some of the cons here with this deck. The leader doesn't draw more than 1 card. I think that the draw potential could suck. It kind of sucks a bit here if you don't have the right cards in it. Also, this deck is very susceptible to being rushed down. It's hard to play against hand destruction with it in anti-blocker decks. I think those are going to be pretty much some cons with it. Also, I was going to say that if you don't have the cards that you need in order to play with this deck, basically hand destruction and not drawing the cards that you need is what really kills this deck, in my opinion. But anyway, guys, this is my Orange Piccolo updated deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, rate, subscribe. More content will come soon. That is a promise. And peace.